What's going on, everybody? This is me, Justin271995, back with you yet again, here for another collection video, and this time it's going to be my Game Boy Advance collection, 2016 edition. I'm just going to show these in the order that I have them here. They're all without their boxes and manuals and stuff, so this is all loose cartridges. So the first one I have, and also for the record have one on the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U, and that is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. But for the physical cartridges I have, the first one I have is based off of a Nickelodeon show, and I also have this for the GameCube and PS2, although the PS2 version I don't think works right now. And that is SpongeBob SquarePants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Which, I guess that's, yeah, I don't know though. I haven't played it in a long time. Next up I have is Crash Purple. And it says Crash Purple Ripto's Rampage. Next one up is a remake of a Super Nintendo classic, and that is Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. And up next is a game that I also happen to have for the Nintendo GameCube, and that is Crash Nitro Kart. Up next is another Crash game, and this is a compilation of two Crash games, and that is Crash Super PAC, which has Entranced and Crash Nitro Kart. I don't think I've ever played Nitro Kart on here, though, only because I have it already for the Game Boy Advance by itself. I just played Entranced since I didn't have another copy of the game before that. Up next is, I guess, an okay game. Tom and Jerry Infernal Escape. Might be kind of hard to see these cartridges because of the bad lighting on my webcam, but oh well. Up next, Tarzan Return to the Jungle. Let me check. Yeah, Tarzan Return to the Jungle. Which I've had for years, but I haven't played it in a long time. I really haven't played my Game Boy Advance games that much anymore. Up next is another remake of a Super Nintendo classic, and it is Donkey Kong Country. There's also a Game Boy Color port of this game, too, which I used to have. Up next I have its sequel, Donkey Kong Country 2. But on this Game Boy Advance, it's not called Diddy's Conquest, unlike the Super Nintendo version. But it's just a remake of the second Donkey Kong Country game, with some add-ons like feathers and extra DK coins and photos, which photos are also in the first game, and a different way of saving as well. And up next is Donkey Kong Country 3, which this version has a completely different soundtrack than the Super Nintendo version. I guess because the Super Nintendo version's soundtrack wasn't really all that praised. Up next, Super Monkey Ball Jr., which I do believe was the very first game I ever got from my Game Boy Advance back many years ago. Of course, this is made by Sega. who's known for Sonic the Hedgehog and other franchises, speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog, the next one is Sonic Advance 3, which is the only, I guess it's the only Sonic game I have for the Game Boy Advance. There's two others, though, Sonic Advance 1 and 2. Up next, Spy Kids 3D. Game Over. Based off of the movie of the same name, I guess. Up next is another movie-based game, and that is Finding Nemo. Can't really see it. Let me see if I can get it in there. Well, you probably can't really see it too well, but it's Finding Nemo. I believe there's going to be a Finding Dory movie pretty soon. Next is ScoobyDoo 2 Monsters Unleashed, based off of the movie of the same name. Next is another Donkey Kong game, and that is DK King of Swing, which the sequel for this game, which I believe was called maybe Jungle Climber or something like that. That was released for the DS, and this one is the Game Boy Advance version. Up next, Crash Bandicoot: The Huge Adventure. First game on the Game Boy, first Crash Bandicoot game, I believe, on the Game Boy Advance. Spiral Orange. That's the next game. And, this coincided with Crash Purple. Because I think in 2004, was it, they coincided. They made two games on different franchises. Because the original creators of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot originally made by Naughty Dog, Spyro originally made by Insomniac, were really good friends, and I think that's basically how they those two games, even though they weren't made by those companies, they coincided together because they both were out for the PlayStation 1, or they started out for the PlayStation 1. Anyway, enough of the blabbermouthing. Let's get to the next game, which is Madagascar Operation Penguin. Based off of the Madagascar movie from 2005. In there. There we go. There we go. Next up is another remake. That is Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3, which is a remake of the Super Nintendo game, which was the second Super Mario World game, and at the start of the Yoshi's Island franchise. Up next is, I guess this is an RPG type game, or an RPG game, and that is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I did also have, for the PS2, the Chamber of Secrets, but that's been missing for almost 9 years or something like that. And the last one I have, and this is also a game I have for the PlayStation 2. It's a movie-based game, and that is Shrek II. And you probably can't really see it, but this is Shrek II. Yeah, I think you can see it good right there. At least good enough to know what the title is. And that's it for my Game Boy Advance collection. I'll see y'all for my next video.